Look, I low-key put this right here. Sorry, that makes it all blue. Sorry, that makes it all blue. Ah, frick. Where's my stream at? That makes it all blue.
Oh, God.
Where's my stream at? How do I stop this? Okay, I'm just going to have to close out of Twitch. All right. Let's get some people. Let's get some chat up in here, man. Fix my hair while we wait. There's no fixing to this, honestly. I just need to go and get my hair done. I look despicable right now. Undespicably despicable. I'd say that's pretty good. What up, bro? What up? If y'all got any questions y'all want to ask, just lay it all on the table. Anybody want to ask anything, say anything? I'm literally just sitting here bored with nothing to do, so I decided to just come on here and just talk to y'all about an experience that I had today that I think is very interesting to hear. Basically, holy, it's CW. What up, Dewey? What up, Dewey? For the first time in my life, guys. So basically how the story goes, I was just chilling, and some girl asked me this question. I've never been asked this kind of question before in my life, and it really made me think about life on top of life. But some girl asked me today or yesterday, some girl came up to me and asked me if I've ever been poor. That doesn't even sound real, because that's how you know I'm just in a totally different reality than I used to be literally 3 years ago. Some chick asked me if I've ever been poor. To the people who know me, y'all know how bizarre that sounds. Cause even on TikTok, bro, even when I was making TikToks back in 2020, 2021, and even early 2022, y'all know, bro, I was homeless at one point, even while making TikToks, even while being quote unquote famous on TikTok with millions of followers. Still, I was dead broke because TikTok wasn't paying their creators, and they were banning my videos, and yeah, they don't even know the OG DW. I'm saying, bro, people don't understand, man, what a gift it is to be born in America, right? Imagine that your spawn point has so much to say about your future. You start on some pretty solid odds, and then you can start on some pretty rough odds. Being born in America, you're already in the top 1 or 2% of the world, just like that. You already have so much opportunity here. But yeah, anyways, what I was saying is people don't understand. I didn't even start making money until 2022. Yeah, I was getting paid from the creator fund, but it was about as much as a normal 9-to-5 job that I was getting paid, it wasn't nothing crazy. And then it wasn't until YouTube came around, where I started posting on YouTube Shorts, that really started changing my life around, which is crazy to even think about. I can just say that out loud now. But yeah, man, it's absurd, man. I've gotten to a point where people genuinely don't know the version of me where I was poor. I was making anywhere from 700. If we talking about poor DW versus pre-poor DW, pre-poor version of me is I was making nothing, $0, literally from the moment I was 12 years old until I was 21 years old. So literally almost 10 years, $0. I was making almost nothing. until TikTok came around. Actually, let's change that. So from the moment I started YouTube, 2013, 12 years old, until I was 18 years old, no money, $0, just grinding. I just wanted to be a YouTuber, just like everybody else in the world. Um, but I just was one of those people who pursued it and studied it enough to make it become a reality. That's the difference between me and other people. I mean, I'm just a normal human being who just stuck to their grind. That's basically it, you know? That there's literally nothing different. Sure, I have my talents. Sure, I have that, which is a big play, but talents are only strong if you play into your talents. If not, majority of the time you can't always work up to um someone as good with their natural talent if you just work hard enough. But yeah, man, the beginning of my life was just rough, bro. I mean, if you guys don't know, I'm the oldest child of four. My three younger siblings are my half siblings, and my mom was a single mom of us four. We lived in two bedrooms, one bedrooms. You know, all of us is crammed into separate rooms. All of us is crammed into like almost the same room for the first few years of my life. Um, when I was younger, I literally thought like grilled chicken was rich people food. You know, I thought Chick-fil-A was rich people food, which is like crazy to think about. You know, there wasn't a day in my life where I hated what I was going through. I knew that I was going through what I was going through for a purpose, and I knew that the life that I was living was not the life I wanted to live forever. So one day I decided to just change that. And that's when I found out you can make money on YouTube back in like, yep, got them. Back in like 2013, 2012, I started watching YouTube and I just started grinding from there, man. I just knew for sure. I literally this is the difference between me and like other people. There's undisciplined people, there's disciplined people, and then there is determined people. Determination is genuinely a form of healthy or unhealthy obsession, depending on the situation. But I was genuinely determined to become a successful YouTuber by any means necessary. I genuinely didn't care. You couldn't tell me otherwise. I didn't pay attention in school. I didn't care about grades in school. I had no plans to graduate, no plans to go to college, no plans to graduate college, no plans to work a 9 to 5, which is why I never got a job. To this day, I've never been employed to any job other than quote unquote Google, which is YouTube, because I was obsessed. Now, I started this at a perfect time when I was young and I wasn't a grown man, living in people's houses. I was 12 years old all the way up until 18, staying with my mom. I was staying with my mom majority of the time, but there was points in my life towards the end of high school where I was homeless because of some situations that me and my mom were going through. And I was couch hopping a lot. I was kicked out of the house a bunch. But needless of what my situation was, I was always still determined to get to where I am today. If I died tomorrow, if I died right now, I would 100% be satisfied with the life that I have lived because I've made the 12-year-old version of me happy. And honestly, like parts of me knew that I would get this far, but in the back of my head, like if I didn't make it, I can't imagine another reality of what I would be doing right now. Like I don't know what else I would be doing right now. I did have like this like a totally like side story, but I have always wanted to make my own comic and make an anime. That has been one of my passions. Like I love storytelling. I love character designs and character growth. And I've always wanted to like tell a story through like an anime or something. But that's like besides the story. That's just like another side dream. Like if athletics stuff didn't work out, I probably would have became like a comic nerd and made my own comic or something. um, which I low key can still do, and I probably should get into contact with some people who know how to do that kind of stuff. Let me see if you can see Robin right here. Hold on. Oh, you can almost see him. Look, he's knocked. Robin is literally. Oh no, my monitor covers him. Dang. But yeah, I've gotten to the point where the people who know me now don't know the version of me when I was poor, which is crazy to think about. Like that's when I heard that question, dude, I was like, have I ever been broke? Like, do you not know me? I've only been making money for the past 3 years. I've only genuinely been making money for the past 3 years. And there's people way younger than me who are making way more money than me. I'm so satisfied with what I'm making, and I know there's levels to this stuff, bro. If I just locked in a little bit harder, if I just locked in a little bit harder, I'd be at the next level, next level, next level. But yeah, man, I didn't really start making money. Until TikTok came around. In our early days, TikTok, there was no creator fund, what we have now. It was more like there's a set pool of money that the amount of views you got would go into that pool of money. And it wasn't like $1 per 1,000 views or 50 cents per 1,000 views. It was like 1 to 2 cents per 1,000 views. Like, it was bad. OG TikTokers know what I'm talking about. But I was doing really, really, really well. Really, really well. I was averaging anywhere from 100 to, I think my peak time on TikTok, I think I got like 280 million views in 1 month, but I was doing anywhere from 100 to 280 million views per month, which is crazy to think about. And this is like throughout 2020 as a whole. But just 2020 alone, I gained 3 million followers within. Now keep in mind, before TikTok, I had 0 followers on TikTok. Yeah, I was doing YouTube for like 6 years before that, but only had 1,000 subscribers in 6 years. And this is before the whole short form thing came around. TikTok comes around, and because I've been doing short form for so long and I understand the secret sauce of it, within 2 months of me joining TikTok in 2019, November 2019, until January of 2020, I had hit 1 million followers in 2 months. It's crazy to think about. Now, this is pre-COVID and during COVID. So, it was definitely a time. But during this period, I didn't really make too much money. I was making like back in the day, the only way to make money was like an artist would hit you up and be like, yo, post a video to this song and I'll pay you $200 for it. I'll pay you $400 for it. And I would just farm that. I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key like scamming the artists because their music would be so trash. And I would post a video, wait for them to pay me, I'd keep it up for like maybe 3 days, and then I would take it down because it wasn't the kind of videos that I wanted to make. But yeah, that's something I wouldn't do now, but like just thinking about it back then, I was definitely doing that kind of thing. How's your day going, bro? Pretty good. We're just chatting, just talking about some life stuff. But yeah, early days of TikTok, I was making maybe like $800 a month, which was a lot to me considering I came from making $0 a month. How's your day going, bro? It's going pretty good, man. Thanks for the bits. Then if we go past that point, so now let's go to January of 2020. I just hit 1 million followers. And at this point, I'm making a lot of money. I'm making a lot of money, at least considering to what I was making previously. But I'm making around like $1,000, $1,500 a month, which, you know, an 18-year-old kid, or technically 19-year-old kid. Wait, was that 19? I was 18. An 18-year-old kid who had never touched a job before, and I'm just making all this magical money from the internet, from doing what I love. $1,500 is easy. If I'm doing what I'm gonna do anyways, and I'm getting paid to do it, like, why would I not? So started making money, and that kind of escalated all the way until 2022. 2021, I had a couple big months there. I say my biggest month in like 2021 was probably like 6 grand I made in 2021 during like 1 month from just straight up TikTok, which was a lot for me. Um, but then you go to like 2022, I was like going through a crap ton. You guys know what happened in 2021, bro. But my mom had sadly passed away. It was one of the most heartbreaking moments in my entire life. Genuinely would not wish this on my worst enemy. The way it happened, I was just chilling in my house, or not my house. I was chilling in my auntie's house. This is after my mom. I moved out of my hometown. Didn't like it there anymore. Wanted a better opportunity, so I moved in with my auntie in South Carolina. Then I get a call from my grandma who's crying on the phone. You just get that strong feeling in your gut when you know something's wrong, and then it happens. You're like, "Yep, that's what it was." And all day, I had this horrible pit in my stomach. I don't know what it was, dude, but I can feel it. Like I just woke up that morning and I just had a horrible pit in my stomach. And when that call finally happened, it was like, because my grandma, I talked to her, I talk to my grandma all the time, but like when she called me, I just kind of already knew. I don't know how I knew, but I just kind of already knew. But she told me that my mom has no pulse and she's laying down on the floor, unresponsive. They don't know how long she's been there. And like she's been pronounced dead, like on the spot, but they're going to try to bring her back. Craziest feeling I've ever experienced in my entire life. So then, and like I said, dude, I wasn't making any money. So I had to call up somebody else to book me a flight to Wisconsin that same day because I had no money. TikTok hated me. TikTok was banning me, taking my videos down all the time. So it was hard for me to even make money because I'd get a video that would blow up and TikTok would just take it down instantly. And that shit sucked. And in a situation like that where I needed money to book a flight to go see my mom if she was doing okay, I couldn't do it. And I had to ask another man to help me out. Was the most like excruciating feeling that I just felt so helpless. I couldn't even like get a flight to go see my mom. And I don't know, man. Thankfully, I had someone in my headspace that would help take care of me. Thankfully, I met someone who would just book me a flight halfway across the country on a moment's notice like that. Because not everyone has that situation or that opportunity or a person like that in their life. But yeah, I booked that flight, or I got on that flight same day. And rushed over to the hospital, and I just saw my mom just laying there, like motionless. My mother, the person I grew up with, like I've known her my entire life, literally since the day I was born, She's only known me half her life. Literally, at this point, I was just about to turn 19. Wait, no, I was exactly half her age because my mom had me at 19. I was 19. I don't know if that's half. Don't quote me on the math, guys. Like I said, I dropped out of high school. But yeah, I was 19 during this situation, and I saw my mom just sitting there lifeless, or not completely lifeless, but just motionless. And they told me what happened, that they walked in on her and she didn't have a pulse and they were trying to bring her back. They got her to a point where she had the smallest pulse, but there was no brain activity, which is that was hard. They told me that the part of my mom's brain that was unresponsive was the part of her brain that controlled her eyes, her breathing, um, swallowing, every function ever. Just basically all function. The only thing that they said that she was possibly able to do was hear. They said that she could hear because they said that part of her brain wasn't damaged. Um, and that must be a horrifying feeling to just go through in general because I mean, I just can't imagine. She just blacked out and just laid there, not knowing what happened. And then, she comes back, but not fully conscious. And she can just hear all these beepings, machines, cries. But I remember just sitting there in the emergency room with her. And I grabbed her hand and I was just looking at her. I was just looking at her. And first thing I told her was happy birthday because a few days before that, before she passed away, a few days before, me and her got into an argument. It wasn't nothing like too bad. um, but we got into an argument, and at this point, I was kind of just like fed up because me and my mom had been arguing on and off for years. And anyone who has a bad relationship with their parents, they know, man, the arguments doesn't seem like it ever stops. Doesn't seem like you can win. Doesn't matter what you do. You're always the one who's in trouble. And your parent never sees your side, no matter how much good you do. It just felt like that. And it felt like I was never appreciated by her. And I just always had so much weight on my shoulders because I am the oldest child. And then I was like the successful oldest child. So then I had even more weight on my shoulders, not only for my peers, but just for my family and my mom too. So it was like, I just had a lot on my shoulders to carry, man. And I was just so fed up. I was going through a lot mentally. And then, us arguing all the time on top of that, really, it made me feel worse about myself whenever we argued because I was like kind of questioning, like, why am I not a good enough son? Like, why does she hate me? And then whenever anyone else outside of my family would criticize me, it kind of just echoed inside of my head because I'm like, I just felt so worthless because I was like, man, my mom doesn't like me. All these other people don't like me. And just like sometimes the negative thoughts in your head echo louder than the good thoughts in your head. And that's not a good space to be in. But I was in this space mentally and I was trying my hardest to get out of it. So I was trying to do good deeds. But we just got into one more argument and it was over stupid cat litter, Because at this point, my cats were still in Wisconsin with my mom. I was staying with my auntie, and she was asking me if I could send her some money for cat litter because she didn't have any money. And I was like, I thought I just bought them some cat litter. She's like, oh, they went through it really fast. And I was like, yeah, I'll send it. And then she also asked me to pay her phone bill. And I was like, I don't know. I was just in a spot where I I just kind of felt like she was just like starting to use me for money. But that's not at all what happened. But the negative thoughts in my head was saying that because of how negatively I was thinking. Because I just remember when I wasn't making any money, when I didn't have anything, I would ask her for something and she would always make it like the biggest deal. $5, $10, doesn't matter. I would get screamed at for asking for any money. So when I was finally put into the position where she was now asking me for money, I I just didn't like that, you know? And we started arguing over it. And there was some other stuff too. I don't remember what else, but it was more than just the cat litter and the phone bill, but she was asking for some other things as well. And now that I think about it, it's like, oh, why didn't I just pay her? But to think, I probably had like $100 to my name, if that. And her phone bill was probably like $40, and then the cat litter was like $20. So that was like 80% of all the money I had in my pocket. So I ended up sending it to her. I ended up paying for her phone bill, and I ended up paying for the litter. And we started arguing over something stupid right after that. And I just remember she hung up directly in my face. Like I told her, don't hang up in my face. Nothing in the world would piss me off more than when you're arguing with my mom. When I was arguing with my mom, and she would just say whatever she needs to say, and the moment I start talking, she would just hang up. That would get under my skin so bad. So what I did is I blocked her. I blocked her. I blocked my mom on um I blocked her phone number so she couldn't call me, cuz I was just like it just felt so like childish, you know? But that was the beginning of it all because a couple days later, I went to go visit my girlfriend at the time. We were having the most jolly, holly time known to mankind. I had just asked her to be my girlfriend on the 4th of July, which also happens to be my mother's birthday. And she and my mom was still blocked during this time. I did not unblock my mom on her birthday. I did not tell her happy birthday. And this is I like, dude, this will never sit right with me because literally her birthday was the fourth. I want to say the ninth. I want to say the 9th of July is when I got the call. Yep. So it was literally like 4 days after, no, 5 days after that, I had got the call from my grandma saying that my mom had passed away and that she was in the hospital and they're trying to bring her back, but she has no brain activity. Boom. And the first thing I thought was like, dude, I should have at least told her happy birthday, you know? And to this day, I will never forgive myself for not telling her happy birthday on her birthday, you know? And the worst part about it, dude, when I was sitting there in the emergency room with her, my grandma told me that on her birthday, my mom had nobody to, she had no plans, nobody like hang out with her or whatever. You know, she was hanging out with my grandma now, but she was like sick, so she couldn't really do what she wanted to do. And she told my grandma that she checked and see if I unblocked her on her birthday to see if I texted her happy birthday. My mom checked. And I never told her. So yeah, that is my only and biggest regret. Well, I have two regrets. That just happens to be the biggest one, actually. But yeah, if we fast forward past that, that still affects me to this day. But 2021 after that genuinely was a great year. Even though there was so much bad happening to me, it was a great year for me because I was doing so good for my career that year, you know? And my way to cope with sadness has always been to get up and grind. I like to drown myself with work, drown myself with determination to I like to drown myself with just tasks to grind. That way it kind of plays out the sound of sadness in the echoes in my head. So I did that the rest of 2021. I mean, the rest of 2021, I was literally on like autopilot. The rest of that year did not feel real. It just didn't. Like there was so many moments I was alone and I was just crying. I would call my grandma, I would call my friends, and I would just cry and try to like feel something because I was just so like almost emotionless after it all happened. And I feel like I was going through 5 stages of grief every single day. Like from the moment I woke up, I just had that pit in my stomach. I dreaded going to sleep because I knew when I woke up, it was just gonna be the craziest pit in my stomach ever. So the rest of 2021, I was kind of just on autopilot. I grinded the hell out of it though. Trust me, I did. And then, I got booted out of my auntie's house because they were going through their own personal things. So then I had to move wherever. I don't know. I had no plans of like moving. I had a feeling I was gonna get kicked out, but I had to find somewhere else to stay within like a month because at this point, I'm 20 years old. I can't just be staying. My mom just passed away. I can't go stay with my mom. My grandma now has my siblings, so I can't put that burden on them as well and go stay with them. You know, so I had to find my own place to stay. So I had the bright idea to move to freaking Missouri with my now ex girlfriend, but I stayed here where I'm at now in Missouri. I moved down here for her specifically. I left everything behind. And this is how I was clearly on autopilot in my head because now that I'm a little bit more healed and my life isn't so chaotic, I would think a little bit more before just making such a rash decision. Um Such an impulsive decision, but I was literally just like, hey, I got nowhere to go. I'm gonna move to Missouri by my girlfriend. Literally just like that. And then I was looking at apartments for like the next 2 days, found me an apartment, and within like 2 or 3 weeks, I moved to Missouri. Life down here was almost instantaneously hell. I'll tell you that. After I like one of the craziest things that's ever happened, like after all this stuff that just happened to me, mom just passed away. Cat got diagnosed with freaking AIDS, not making money, spending my last dime just to like damn near live. Just moved across the country. Again. Um, made this crazy decision to move to freaking Missouri. I sacrificed my career, my friends, my family, just to go be by this girl who I had only known for around 6 months, 7 months at the time. Um, and almost instantaneously, from the moment I saw her, is when I realized that I had made a mistake. First day, moved in, stayed up. We drove like 6 hours to get there in the moving truck. It's cold as hell outside, middle of January. Wait, is it Yeah, middle of January, January 22nd, cold as hell outside. But keep in mind, this is all my decision. I'm putting in the risk towards a relationship that I hope will one day pay out towards me, towards, our relationship, which was my first mistake. And yeah, from the moment she walked in the door, it was like 11:10 p.m. I was setting up the apartment all day. She walks in the house or she walks into the apartment, and I have my arms wide open just like this to try to give her a hug, like, hey, good to see you. I did it. I just moved across the country for you. And she walks right past me. No hug, no kiss, no hi, no nothing. My friends are in the background. They literally they gasp. Like when she first walks past me, they're like, oh, gasp. Goes over to my friends, by the way, greets them, meets them. No hug or nothing for me. And that to me, I was like, ain't no way. I was like, there's genuinely no way. So I ended up talking to her about it. It was a pretty big deal for me personally. And then I felt like I had to force my girlfriend to be a girlfriend. And that carried on for the next 3 years. I've actually never spoken up about why we broke up, which is crazy. But yeah, that carried on for like the next 3 years. Just constant arguing, no affection, no nothing. And her side of the story is because it was something I did 3 months ago or 2 years ago or 7 months ago. Doesn't matter when it happened, she will always remember it and hold it over my head, and there's nothing I can do to change. And that really got exhausting, so I stopped putting in effort towards the relationship as well. And then eventually, it just died. But when we broke up, it didn't really feel like a breakup. It kind of just felt like we're just back to, being strangers, which it kind of felt like we were just strangers anyways, but we were like forcing the relationship because we had a kid with each other. It just wasn't a good mentality to be in or a good spot to be in. But now that I think about it, I'm really glad that relationship ended. It was probably one of the worst. Like, I don't know. I just got bad luck, or I don't know what it is, dude, but I just picked the wrong people sometimes. But yeah, it just felt like I wasn't dating her for 3 years. Like the first 8 months of us dating felt amazing. It was pretty good. And then after that, it just fell off. And like the next 2.5 years was just like her complaining about stuff I did in the past and me trying to pretend like I still liked her for like the next 2.5 years. Which I did. I definitely did. And I did things that you do for someone that you love, which is how I know for sure that I did like her. But I think I only liked her because I made her special in my head. But whenever I explained to someone what I was going through and how the relationship was, like non-biasly, like just what I was doing wrong, what she was doing wrong, almost everyone I told the story to was like, why are you still with her? And eventually I brought it up to her one day and I was like, yo, you're still like, just keep this into perspective. But we went 2 years without having sex. Within 2 years, we FaceTimed maybe 4 times, which doesn't sound crazy. But when you realize we were a long distance relationship for about 2 years, we started off long distance. Then I moved to her for that short, like 8-month period time. and then I moved away to focus on my career and stuff. I also offered her to come and move with me, but she declined that and then blamed me for still moving while she was pregnant, even though I offered to bring her pregnant self with me and take care of her until she was able to get back on her feet. But because I didn't want to live with her in her parents' basement while my career dwindled and my mentality dwindled after being somewhere foreign to me, 400 miles away from my friends, my family, anyone, just her for 8 months. Because I didn't want to do that for the next few years, that is her version of why she broke up with me, or why she didn't want to be with me 2 years later. Because I moved. So again, it always comes down to, women versus accountability. I mean, if you look at the story as a whole, she simply probably just lost feelings because we were doing long distance, and she chose to do long distance. She always says, "Oh, it's me. I'm the one who moved." But in reality, I offered her to come with me. I offered her, and this is at a point in time where, so we're talking 2022, right? July of 2022. I had just got hit with the craziest opportunity of my life, considering I was making no money that year, basically. Even though I was doing amazing numbers on TikTok, TikTok was paying me maximum. I think the most I've ever got paid from TikTok in a month was $3,000. And my average per month was around $1,200 a month. But I was only saving like maybe $300 of that because my rent, $750 a month flat. Boom, every month. No matter what it was, $750 a month gone out of my paycheck. Other utility bills, which is like $100, maybe like $150 for all utilities like water, electricity, etc. So now I'm at like $950. I probably got like $300 left in my name. But I need food for the entire month to survive. And my phone bill is like $80. So genuinely, I probably had like $100 per month to myself. But my grandparents also needed a lot of care. So I would send them money from time to time. So I just genuinely was broke every single month. I was basically living paycheck to paycheck all of 2022 until until July of 2022, where I'm scrolling through my emails and I get the craziest email of my entire life. Life-changing email. I get an opportunity from YouTube to start posting on YouTube Shorts. Just the same videos I've already posted. Just post them over to YouTube Shorts, and I have to post 80 original YouTube Shorts on top of that for the next, I think it was 2 months or 6 months or something. But I get a crazy deal from YouTube to start making 80 original shorts over on YouTube Shorts. And they paid me $50,000. Oh my gosh. From going to literally dead broke to just an opportunity to make $50,000 was life-changing. And I mean that. Life-changing. Just seeing that number displayed in the email and saying that they would just pay it to me up front, by the way. All I had to do was sign a couple documents and just start posting YouTube Shorts. Hell yeah. So that's what I did. I started posting YouTube Shorts July of 2022. And my life just changed after that, for the better. From that day forward, from July of 2022 until September of 2022, I'd gone from maybe about 1,000 subscribers on YouTube to over 1 million in 2 months. I did it again. That's what I needed to do. I locked in, started making my videos, started making my money. And in order for me to do that, I couldn't do it in Missouri, where I had no cameraman, no money, Um, no friends but her, no car, no nothing. I literally had nothing here. Literally nothing. Nothing in like nobody. When she was busy, I had no right to go anywhere, no friends, nobody to hang out with. And it was like even crazier. Like, this is another side story, but there was a couple times I asked to hang out with her and she straight up told me, I already hung out with you. And that really made me feel like shit, because I was like, dang, you're the only person I have here. And I was trying to make friends, but like, it's hard to make friends as a YouTuber when like I want to be friends with people who genuinely want to be friends with me, not just people who are like fans of my videos. And typically that just doesn't go well. I like to be friends with people who I have like some sort of mutual common interests, people around my age. Um, so it was just hard because, you know, I don't smoke, I don't drink. So going on to parties and finding friends was a big no. Sure, I can go on a college campus, but like, how am I going to be friends with college kids if I have nothing in common with them? You know, they're busy 90% of the time doing college stuff. And she just didn't understand it. When I tried telling her multiple times that it just wouldn't work. Like me being in Missouri, just trying to find friends just wouldn't work when I already had a major, big group of friends waiting for me home in Missouri with my family. And all I had to do was make that move to go there where I can be with my friends and family, start posting my videos again. And I offered her to come with me. She denied, hated the fact that I even chose to move because she was pregnant at this time, yes. But we just did long distance again, and I was visiting every month after that again. So now I just got paid 40 grand, moved to Wisconsin again, right in the middle of Milwaukee. Greatest, this is peak times. This is peak times. I literally went from seeing an average of one human being every single day for 8 months straight to seeing all my friends and family whenever I want to, filming whatever video I wanted to. It was amazing, dude. I just felt like my life was finally together, but like she wasn't with me. So it didn't feel like it was totally together. But still. Also, someone said she is just very much selfish and she just sound ignorant, honestly, because you moved. Oh, okay. She never gonna take accountability for herself being the reason it didn't work out either. I mean, yeah. Most of that is true. Most of that is true. But someone said facts, my opinion, I would ignore it. Yeah. So yeah, I just left. I just knew that that relationship was gonna die from that moment, because now the roles were reversed, guys. If y'all been here since the beginning of the story, I said, I moved to Missouri for her, for our relationship, because I saw a future with her. I risked my friends, my family, and my career just to be around her, because I saw a future with her. Fast forward 8 months, now I'm put in a position where I can make real money, take care of me, my family, and her, and our future daughter who is going to be born within the next 6 months. I'm put in that same position. Now all she has to do is take that risk and move with me. I did it for her. Now she has to do the exact same thing for me. That's all it would have taken. She denied. I left everything and everyone behind for her. It wasn't forced. She didn't ask. I did it out of my own will because I saw potential in a future with this girl. Now, roles are reversed. Now, I'm going to move. I already have my mindset. I got to save my career. I got to help out my family, my grandparents, my siblings who are still grieving because my mom just passed away a year ago. I have to go move back home so I can help take care of them because I just got a nice little sum of money. And all you have to do is just move with me. I'll take care of you, take care of our daughter. That's all you got to do. She couldn't even do that. And her reason for it is because, yes, she was still doing school. She was in school. She had a scholarship towards her school, but I didn't really understand it because she was pregnant and she told me she was going to do online school anyways, but she's like, oh, she's got to go for some classes. But I was like, can't you just explain to them that you're pregnant and you can't show up to class? I'm pretty sure they'll make you just do everything online, or if we really have to, we can book you a flight back to Missouri for like a couple days so you can go to school for that day and then come back with me, blah, blah, blah. I know it would have been a lot, but like it's something that I've done for you, you know? Maybe not the exact same situation because I wasn't pregnant, but it's kind of the same similar situation. W sub. Fear Sugar subscribed. They subscribed for 4 months. God damn. Thank you. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's K, right? I don't know. Thank you. Appreciate the sub. Um it's K, yeah. Um but yeah, I moved. She didn't come with me. Now I'm making real money. So I got that first 40 grand from YouTube. Then I just got paid. Then I just got an opportunity, a sponsorship from G Fuel, paying me $11,000 for the next 3 months every month. So now I'm getting a sponsorship deal, which is at least 10K or at least 11K a month. Then I get another deal from Motorola for $6,000. And then I get another deal from Dead Island 2 for $20,000. And money is just coming my way. All these brands, all these, because I made this move, because I started to work on myself, work on my videos, work on my career, now I'm put in a position where I literally just made like $150,000 in like 3 months. Keep in mind, most money I've ever made in my entire life. Up at that point, coming from making $1,200 to just making $150,000 just like that was boom. Everything snapped. You know what I mean? So that's when I was dead set. My decision was what I needed to do. The move was what I needed. And yeah, that's what I did, man. So I kept doing that. You know, I adjusted my life to my career and I worked it out. I started doing long form on YouTube, started making tons of money from that, still making money from shorts. Got another deal from YouTube Shorts a few months after that. And now I'm genuinely making real money. Like I'm making enough money if I wanted to, I could have bought me a house. I could have bought me the craziest car that I wanted. But I didn't. I was not the smartest with my money. Let's be real. I was not the smartest with my money. But I didn't waste it all. You know, I was still somewhat smart, had me a few dollars here and there. But I was also put in a position where I had to help out my family a lot, give them some money, also putting money into investments back into my career. You know, I was put in a position where I was making a lot of money, but I had to spend more money, where I had to spend a lot of money to keep making that money. So I just did that for like the next 2 years. I moved a few times. Eventually, me and her broke up, which was last year of September. And ever since then, my God, guys, I have been purely locked in. I've been so locked in, man. Like, ever since September 2024, bro, I felt like, I'm not gonna lie, it's not like I was like, don't get me wrong, I was definitely sad in the beginning. When we first broke up, I was like, dang, dude, like, I spent damn near 3.5 years with this one girl. We have a kid together. How's my life gonna work? Robin, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? But yeah, I was definitely like in shock though, because it was just, a crazy change. I see the chat while I joined the Discord. Yeah, I'm getting Hero flashback finally. Hell yeah. Um, yeah, it wasn't like nothing crazy. I saw that we were gonna break up. I knew we were gonna break up months before it happened. I can just tell by her actions and the little things. You kind of catch on and just like So I kind of just really stopped trying. I tried to make it work. I just knew it wasn't gonna work, so I kind of just gave up eventually. And we kind of came to a mutual agreement on it. I still wanted to try out a little bit just to have that little, like, that little part in the back of my head, like, oh, maybe if I was this, maybe if I did that, maybe we could have worked out. I still wanted to try that out just to be sure that I knew that we wouldn't work out. But when we did break up, I kind of was like, finally, you know. I just did not enjoy that relationship, and it's not something I would pursue ever again. I was miserable, just didn't feel like myself, and it really did hold me back from what I needed to be. But now I'm a father, you know. Now I have more responsibilities than I've ever had in my entire life. So now I got to make genuine real money, not just for me, not just for my family, but for my daughter's future. So now I've really been locked into. I moved back to Missouri. This is the most horrifying thing imaginable to me, because I never wanted to move back to Missouri after I moved out of here, just because of the last experience I had while I was here. But after we broke up, I moved back here because she was not letting me see my kid. And I don't care what she says, she just wasn't letting me see my kid. She made so many excuses as to why I couldn't come see my daughter, uh, anything. It was just hell. Like, since the moment we broke up, so if you count from August of 2024 until December of 2024, I had got to see my daughter a total of 7 days since August, September, October, November. Within 4 months, I got to see my daughter 7 days out of all those 4 months. So that's why I moved. That's why I moved. She was just on BS. Didn't just like straight up. Just I just knew it was gonna happen. So I just had plans to move here anyways because she just didn't want me to see my daughter. And that's one thing I don't play about, is because I've always told myself no matter what situation I end up in, I will always be there for my kid, because my kid didn't do anything to me. You know, my kid is 100%, my responsibility, and I will do anything and everything I can to be around my kid no matter what. So whatever's going on between me and you, I don't care. Just let me see my kid. And she was not letting me do that. So I said, fuck this. My life is doing great. I was doing great. I was in Austin, Texas. You know, I had so many collabs down there. Videos were doing great again. My friends were nearby. We're starting to get my life together. Then I had to move because I had to lock the hell in. So within the last year, guys, so much has changed. I've made the most money I've ever made in my entire life, ever, within this last year. I've gotten 4 cars. Um, Keep in mind, before this, I had none. um, so moved to Missouri to be closer to my daughter. Um, Hitting numbers on YouTube that I've never hit before, or that I haven't hit in a while. I left the country for the first time, left the country again, got a sponsorship with Red Bull, which is like the biggest energy drink company out there, but it's not a full sponsorship. It's more like I get invited out to their events, free travel, leave the country, that kind of thing. Amazing. Still love this opportunity. What else have I done? Gotten credit cards. It's crazy. I never thought I would be so excited to have credit cards, guys. I had no credit. Now I've got some pretty good credit now. Multiple credit cards. That's how you know I'm getting old, when I can brag about having like good credit cards and stuff. Uh, um, did I ask what's your biggest accomplishment that you've ever accomplished? Um, that's a good question, honestly. But yeah, before I answer that question, like, I literally have a wall over here. Let me see if I can move my camera. Nope, my camera will not see the wall. Well, maybe if I move this down, hold on. Put this over here real quick. See that? You see those like things on that wall right there? Let me see if I can explain them to y'all real quick. You see? Let me see if I can explain this to y'all. Oh, there we go. Now I can do that. Can I turn this way maybe? Okay. Now if I stand over here, does it focus? Nope. Okay, I was gonna show you guys what I have, but it's not gonna like focus and like be in frame. So I'm not gonna show y'all because there's no point. But anyways, a few more accomplishments that I've gotten since like within the last year. I've linked up and had the opportunity to film with the Karate Kid for the new Karate Kid movie. Did a whole YouTube brand deal with them. Worked with Assassin's Creed, Red Bull. Went to Ibiza for the first time. Left the country for the first time. Had literally the best time of my life. I worked with Crocs this year. What else did I do? Hypershell. I know there's like a couple more like massive ones. Oh yeah, went to Turkey for the first time. Turkish Airlines, the airline company, reach out to me so I can go to Turkey for free with free business class flights. I visited the state penitentiary. Got like the craziest experience ever with Ghost. I have the headband from the actual Karate Kid movie just sitting there. I did Red Bull Delivery Rush. I acted in my first film this year. I got trophies. Look at this. I have Red Bull trophies from Red Bull events. The brand that I've always wanted to work for. The brand that I've always wanted to do stuff for. These are two separate events, you know? And not even these ads making me hungry. Not even just counting the ads alone, but like I've hit my own personal. Finna make you some mons with these free promos. Mons? Oh, but not even like just counting the stuff that I've done just like career wise, personally. I've gained more weight. I've always wanted to gain, be a little bit heavier. I'm not exactly at my goal yet. I was almost there. I want to be at least 170 before the end of the year. Right now I'm probably like 164. So I got like 6 more pounds to gain. I can definitely do it if I just lock in. Bought my dream car, one of my dream cars, which is the Model S Plaid, which I know a Tesla. Whoa, Tesla's a dream car, one of his dream cars. But the Plaid is, it's an amazing family sedan, one of the fastest on the on the planet Earth. Crazy car, crazy technology. But it's a great start, So since it's just crazy that all this stems from now I'm put into a position where a girl asks me if I have ever been poor before. I just can't believe that. I just can't believe that. And I don't think I'm rich by any means necessary. I'm very much not where I want to be. And I definitely have a lot more, room to grow, both mentally, financially, everything. But the fact that I'm in the position now where I can't even be recognized as being poor to someone is just mind-boggling to me. That's really what I wanted to. Oh wait, Snake and subscribed at a tier 1 sub. Has been subscribed for 6 months, bro. Rayon, has it been 6 months since I started streaming? Has it been 6 months since I started streaming? Damn. I'm sorry, I have not been streaming much on. I still have not posted a single Twitch clip. Don't worry, y'all. If y'all want to, everyone who's in the stream right now, I would highly appreciate it if y'all went into the VODs and made a bunch of clips. It would be a lot easier for me to go into my VODs and clip things up and post them all over social media. That way we can get a community of people up in here, and I would stream all the time. I just don't have a clipper, and I don't have a community of people on here, like a consistent community of people on here, so it doesn't make me really want to stream because I feel like I'm kind of talking into a dark tunnel sometimes. Yeah, there's like you guys, and I appreciate that. I really do. Y'all are the day ones, the OGs. You feel me? But we got to get this community growing. If I got a community, man, I'll be 100% more motivated. I'm still motivated. I'm still gonna do it regardless, but I definitely would be a lot more motivated, and it would feel a lot more rewarding. But that's 100% on me. I need to post my clips. I need to make clips. I'm just already bombarded with daily shorts that I'm trying to do, trying to film the daily shorts as well, all by myself, and trying to do weekly long forms on top of that. So, when did you start TikTok? I said it earlier in this conversation, but I don't think that you were in here. But I started TikTok in 2019, November 2019, like 5 months after high school. That's when I started TikTok. Yep. I know you from Instagram on 2024. I started posting on Instagram in 2023. Technically 2022, like late 2022, like December, but I didn't really start posting like Instagram original content in like 2023. Like the whole like hero flip videos that I always do, I started that on Instagram in 2023. I started watching you in 2019. That's fucking crazy. Climbing up the brick wall. That brick wall was January of 2020. Technically, that's not 2019, but like I get it. It's around that point of time I already had like 850,000 subscribers, because in that same video I mentioned I was like I'm 150K off that one video that I posted when I said I'm 150,000 or 150,000 followers off of hitting a mill. I posted that one video, which is that wall video that you're talking about. That video gave me 250,000 followers, probably more. Yeah, it was more. I think it was like 350,000, because by the end of that video, I had like a week after I posted that video, I had 1.3 million subscribers or 1.3 million followers. I've known bro basically since his prime. He's been humble, LMFAO, legit the same DW from 2021. That means a lot. I try to be as down to earth as possible, and that's not hard considering I haven't left Earth. Like, I don't know why people think I'm like freaking rich. Don't get me wrong, I've made my money for sure, but I'm not like, I don't get how some people blow up and they just like change their whole like personality and all that stuff. I just never understood how people can do that, because it just makes no sense to me. Like, just be yourself, bro. Not trying to brag, but I've been watching you since like 2020 or 2021. I'm pretty sure that's the OG days, man. I wouldn't even say that's my prime, man. If you look at the numbers I did in 2024, even this year, like every year I've had a prime. My videos were definitely doing a lot better in 2020 and 2021. Like the average video I posted, like on a bad day, I would get like 20,000 likes on a video, which is crazy to think about. But you got to think, TikTok was also my only platform that I was posting to. And I was also making like no money. So I was hungry for the content. Like I was really hungry. So I'd be out there grinding. Now that I've made my money, plus like, I got a child and I'm trying to focus on other things like crap. Like I don't even care about short forms anymore. That's probably why my short form content don't really do the best anymore. It's because I genuinely, like, don't get me wrong, shorts is a decent percentage of my income. But long form, bro, I didn't really start making good money, like really good money, until I started making long form content, like consistently. That is where I'm trying to focus on. Like, I may have 6 million subscribers on YouTube, but there are people out there who have 300,000 subscribers and only post long form, and they probably make 10 times more money than I do, just because of long form content. So, telling y'all right now, I'm 100% trying to lock in to long form content. So that's probably why my shorts have not been doing the best. But regardless, like I'm still locked in, man. Like I'm still hungry. I'm just hungry in a different way, man. I'm trying to build a genuine community. I know I've been saying this for years, but dude, I really do need to try a little bit harder to stop being known as a flipper. That's why you guys are seeing me sprinkle a little bit more content here and there of random things. And that's probably why my videos aren't doing as good because I'm known as a flipper. But when someone who posts things that they're known for starts posting other things that they're not known for, their videos aren't going to perform as well. So that's why you need to sprinkle it in there like a healthy amount. Maybe like do the things that you do, but incorporate with new things. But that's hard when your thing is like flipping. But thankfully, I've done other things like I'm known for like jumping really high or running really fast. You know, kind of like the I show speed effect of just being like athletic. Um, but I feel like I just need to lock in more on streaming. I just I don't like it's hard to do IRL streaming. Like I just ended my subscription for Live View. I was paying them $700 a month for like IRL streaming, but I was barely doing it because I don't have a filmer. I don't have a cameraman where I am. I am still in the position that I was a couple years ago when I had no friends. Like I almost have no friends here in Missouri again, which is crazy to think about. And you guys are thinking like, "Oh, DW, why don't you just go out and make friends, dude? It's not hard." You're correct. But in my position, I don't go to school. I'm not in college. How am I going to make friends? Can someone in the or someone suggest to me ways I could try to make friends? Say that. I'm going to go grab some tissue and blow my nose. Hold on. Shit, I'll move for you. I would highly appreciate that. I'm not going to lie. Literally, I need like I'm not like trying to say this to be like mean towards you, but this is like a me thing. But I am genuinely almost in a position where I almost feel desperate to have friends because like I just don't have like anyone down here. And it's so hard for me to make friends because like again, being known and being an influencer, it's hard to make friends when like you're known like the people who will know me for my content and like I just don't really want to be friends with fans if that makes any sense, mainly because like I want to be friends with people with mutual interests, mutual lifestyles, kind of like we don't have to be exactly the same, but you know, some sort of mutual interest. I can't just like I've tried being friends with fans and stuff before in the past and it just didn't work well. What are you arguing about? You wouldn't move back home? I don't know how it's hard. I would have moved back home like to Wisconsin. Well, like I said, I moved to Missouri so I can be close to my daughter. So if I move away from here again, I won't have easy access to visit my daughter often. I stay like 15 minutes from my daughter. So if I move back to Wisconsin, I'm going to lose that access. So I'm thinking about maybe getting a second place, a second crib so that I could film my content and when it's time to see my daughter, I'll be here. That might be the plan, the move, but got to make more money before I can do that. I just bought like $120,000 car, so I can't just be making any impulsive decisions right now. So hopefully by like March or something, I can get like a warehouse or buy a house somewhere where I can film content consistently. Come to like Green Bay. GB's Green Bay, right? Is GB Green Bay or am I? Okay, yeah. Um, I mean, I'm not opposed to it, bro. I'd be like 2 hours from my friends and family if I went to Green Bay. But then again, I have friends other places too. You know, like I moved to Texas to be close to one of my friends, and I got a lot of friends down in Texas as well. Same thing with Atlanta, but Atlanta was the horrible move, guys. I didn't even tell y'all about that. Atlanta was the worst. Remember I said earlier in the conversation, I don't know if you guys are here, but I said that there's two regrets I have. One, not telling my mom happy birthday 4 days before she passed away. I can never tell my mom happy birthday while she's alive. I can't ever again. Second, regret is moving to Atlanta. Bro, Atlanta was probably the worst time of my life, dude. That is when I almost went broke again. That's when I almost lost everything. That's when I almost lost everything again, dude. So I moved to Atlanta because I had made a promise to someone really important in my life that they were the co-lease signer on my apartment in Wisconsin, right? So this is someone whose credit I'm using, and if I don't pay my bills, if I don't make these payments, I'm going to be homeless and I'm going to, disappoint this person who's co-signing for me on there. So it was someone who's really important in my life. And they were co-signing for me so I can get this apartment because I had the money. I just didn't have the credit, and apartments really do care about your credit. So he let me co-sign, or he co-signed for me, and I was super appreciative of it. And he said he'll only co-sign for me if, when my lease was up after that year, I moved to Atlanta and started doing stunts with him. And I was like, you know what? Bet. Easy. I'll do it. I moved to Atlanta, and the second I moved there, like a couple months before I ended up moving, they announced the strike, the writer's strike, which for anyone who does acting or any sort of film work knows how horrible that was, because there was like no work or anything out there. So I had moved to Atlanta, one of the best places to be in the like film industry wise, and it was just bad timing, dude. Strike was happening. There was no stunts, no stunt work, no acting work. There was, but it was like it had to be, oh, you had to know this person, and I didn't really know anybody. And I tried to focus on YouTube at the time, and by doing that, I had paid my friends who really took advantage of me. I was paying my friends to film videos with me, and this is why I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think I'll ever pay friends to film videos for me ever again, because business is business, friends is friends, and like they kind of saw it as a side opportunity that they can just do whenever they want it. So there was times where I wanted to film videos and they weren't putting in effort. No one was really trying. No one really cared. And everyone just made excuses. So I just stopped paying them. It just didn't work. So I just stopped paying them. And I couldn't pay them because I was paying almost $3,000 a month for rent in Atlanta. And I was paying food, paying them, paying child support, paying for flights to go see my daughter. Dude, I was probably spending on average around $8,000 to $9,000 a month when I was in Atlanta. It's pretty bad. Bro, I remember that you would have clean cooked. Bro, I remember that I would have clean cooked and cameraman. That's all they had to do. That's literally all they had to do. I didn't ask them for anything. This was their only tasks. Film videos. Whenever I ask you to film videos, be in my videos, and I'll even pay you to be in my videos. And just do the normal adult things like clean up after yourself and just like wash the dishes. Like that's about it. You get free rent, downtown Atlanta. Don't got to pay a dime. Don't got to pay for food. Don't got to pay no bills, nothing. Just help me film videos. They couldn't do that. So, sound like a golden deal. Hey, man, sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. At least in my situation, it didn't. So I moved out of Atlanta early. I broke the lease, and this is where things got even more fucked up, y'all. This is where things got even more fucked up. So I broke the lease to move, and this is when I moved to Austin, Texas. And I couldn't break the lease because I really needed to move. My career was suffering. I was making like no money. Or like I told them they had to move. I really had to get out of Atlanta. I had to. So I wanted to go to Texas, found me an apartment, boom. But they would not let me pay or break the lease. In order for me to break the lease, they said that I would have to pay the rest amount of money that I owed, which at that point was like $15,000. I was like, oh, hell no. I'm not finna pay you 15 grand to just move when I already paid to break the lease. So you have to pay for the month that for rent. So I had to pay that $3,000. And then they wanted me to pay a $2,500 break lease fee, which I paid. I paid the $2,500 to break the lease. And then they wanted me to pay the rest of the months to leave. So I had to pay like $15,000 total. I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, what I'm finna do, this is my bright idea. It was a great idea. But again, bad timing. I think I just got bad luck. And here's what happened. I went on Facebook. I set my current apartment up for rent to, what is it called? A lease share, a lease something. I can't remember the name of it. But I put my apartment up on Facebook Marketplace. Said, hey, you can move into my apartment. All you gotta do is pay me the rent. So that way I can pay the rent. But I just don't want to be here right now. So you just pay me the rent and then you can move in here. So I found someone. Should have done a background check. Bro was a felon. And that's why he was searching on Facebook Marketplace for apartments. But he moved in, got him the keys and everything. I had cleaned out the apartment. After he moved in, bro doesn't pay me. First month goes by. Bro just doesn't pay me. Goes radio silent. I'm like, hello? Calling him, texting him. No response, nothing. For like a month. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, yo, you good? And it's so crazy because I was talking to the dude like daily, every single day for like 2 weeks before it even happened. And he's so down. He responded almost instantly. He moved his dog in and everything, right? Come down to it. So I find this other girl who's willing to move into the apartment. And she's like, yes, I'll do it right now. I'll pay you the money up front and everything. I was like, oh, bet. But I was like, before you pay me the money, because I'm not a piece of shit. I'm not going to scam you. Before you pay me the money, can you just do me the tiniest little favor and can you go check on the apartment to make sure there's no one there? Because I was like, there's a guy who I had move in there and he has not been responding for the last month. And I told him he had to leave because he didn't pay me, right? She goes to the apartment. She FaceTimes me. Doors unlocked. And there's this dog piss, dog shit. There's bags everywhere. No furniture in there, but there was just a dog in there, just pooping, peeing, skinny as hell, everywhere. And apparently what happened is the previous guy who was supposed to be moving into there, moved in, was in the middle of moving in, and then got arrested while he was moving in. So he wasn't able to like actually move in or anything. And then that girl who was more than willing to move in and everything couldn't move in, obviously, because of that situation. So I ended up having to pay the $15,000 anyway because of the amount of damages that the dude did to the apartment, because they had animal control come in there to take his animal. The leasing office got called. I had got a leasing strike because I was having people move in there. I had to pay for the damages that their dog did because the apartment was still under my name. It was just all kinds of bad, bro. Literally just bad timing. Literally just bad timing, bro. So on top of that, I had to pay for that. I'm still paying for that today. Like I'm still paying like monthly payments, like $500 or $600 a month for that apartment. I'm pretty sure I'll be done by like March, but like, yeah, it's crazy. So that's what happened with the Atlanta situation. I moved out to Austin. Was living my life in Austin, filming some crazy videos. You know what I mean? Back on my stuff. Did some collabs. We collab with Dexton. I went to um like Vid Summit. I was seeing my friends all the time. I was having a fun time in Austin. Austin was pretty fun. Then I go through the breakup, which that breakups are never really easy, but it was kind of easy for me. I'll say that. She just wasn't letting me see my kids, so I moved again. I had to break the lease again. But this time, this apartment had a nice lease breaking system where you can just pay $2,000 to break the lease. That was it. So that's what I did. Broke that lease for $2K, moved here, and I've been here ever since. Still in this same apartment until I can find me a house, because I don't know where I want to live. I know that my daughter's here in Missouri, but I don't know if I want to live in Missouri. You guys know what I mean? Content wise, I've tried it out here, man. There's almost nothing here in Missouri. Every time I film a video, it's almost me traveling every single time. Or I bring my friends here. I like pay for my friends to come here. So it is not easy living in Missouri. I will 100% say that. So that's why I need some friends. I've never heard anyone say, "Hey, I want to move to Missouri." I know, bro. I know. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Why? This is why I love my daughter. I do. But this is why you don't have kids with people you met on the internet. So it can work. It can work. In my situation, it didn't. I love my daughter to death. I really do. I just wish I had her with someone else who wasn't a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Shit, booking the flight? You trying to pay me? Who's K? Is that K? Kaylee? Is that Kaylee? Who's K? Kaeey? Rayon, I'm booking a flight for both of us. Dude, I already told Rayon multiple times to move to the US and be my cameraman. Dude, I'm like just now looking at this chat. Then gonna grow up telling the kid that the daddy wasn't shit while keeping the kid from seeing the dad. Yes, that is exactly my situation. That's exactly my situation. She has told her friends, she has told her family that I am a piece of living garbage, that I am the worst dad ever. But I didn't even have a dad. I didn't even have the luxury of having it. Like my dad lives like 40 minutes away from me, maybe an hour, 40 minutes away from me. I've seen that dude 3 times my whole life. 3 dudes, or 3 times. Dude never wanted to come around. Okay. She's just like, my baby mama is so like stuck up. She genuinely just doesn't understand like real, genuine struggle, which me as an American, I feel like I can't even say I know what real, genuine struggle is because I was born in America. But like, at least very poor American, she doesn't know what very poor American struggle is. And the fact that like I can't name anybody, any human being, any father that has moved across the country to see their daughter, who has paid unofficial child support to their daughter, not ruled out by the court, but just because he feels that, you know, he should support his daughter. Anyone who has fought day by day to the fucking nail and needle to see their daughter more, like, I don't, I just can't. And then she goes around telling people that I'm a bad dad or I do the bare minimum. I do whatever you are allowing me to do. Whatever you whatever you in your heart allow me to do. And I've been keeping tabs. I have all my screenshots of the conversations of the excuses she made when I couldn't see my daughter, how she said she couldn't move by me. I have all the screenshots of all the excuses that she's ever made about, oh, you can't see her on Halloween because I just think that would be too awkward between us. The fuck? What that got to do with me and you? I want to see my daughter. I don't care. You can literally see even in your content, even you're a fantastic father, bro. I haven't even been following you for long and I can see it. Dude, I really do appreciate that, man. I really do. I love my daughter. I I really do, bro. That brings me to another story. That's how you know I'm getting old, bro, when I love just sitting here telling stories. But when I was becoming a new father, it was really scary, man. It was super, super, super scary. Um, I didn't think I'd like it. It's a change that every man, well, not every man, but most men are gonna have to take one day. And I was just very scared to take this this time that was finna hopping into my life. Hold on, I'm finna post on Snapchat and Instagram that I'm live on Twitch. Let's get the chat moving real quick. Let's get the chat moving for the picture, y'all. Say cheese. Live on Twitch right now, ranting. Ranting about my life. Unk DW. I am Unk now, huh? It's crazy. But yeah, man, I was afraid to be a new dad, dude. I was afraid to be a new dad. And especially in this generation, I was afraid to be a girl dad. Oh my gosh, dude. That was like my biggest fear. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna like being a girl dad. Especially like, mm, y'all know how y'all know how it is nowadays, bro. But like sometimes it's not about other people. Sometimes it's about how the parents raise them. But sometimes it doesn't matter what you do to raise your kid a certain way. Kids will still act a certain way. I've seen girls like my ex, not my most recent ex, but my ex has a loving father, a loving mother, rich as hell, and still grew up to have like an OnlyFans and be like a genuine like whore. Like, still grew up to do that, which I was hella confused then because I was like, oh, she must not have a father. No, her dad was very, very much in her life. And when I seen her drop that OF link after we stopped talking, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, yo, maybe the father figure ain't got nothing to do with it. So that made me like really afraid to be a dad because I was like, man, what do I do if I become, a great dad and I put in all this effort and energy towards my daughter to making her to come up to grow up to become, greatest woman she could possibly be. And she just doesn't. And she becomes, I don't want to say I don't want to jinx anything, but like I feel like that's every father's like biggest fear is to see their daughter like turn out that way, which I me as a dude, I personally don't mind OnlyFans. That's another subject. Let me get to OnlyFans topics. But let me post this first let me post this link up on my Twitch real quick. Then I'm gonna just get to talking and chatting. Don't forget to clip some stuff too, because I want to be posting these on social media. So any clips that you guys make will really help me. That way I don't have to dig through this. What is this hour? How long have I been live for? Hour and 34 minute thing log and just try to clip random things. So just as we're going, if you guys see anything that's like interesting, just go ahead and clip it. Let me go ahead and clip it. Let me share this real quick everywhere. Get some more people in here, which I don't even know if this like helps anything because I personally have never clicked on a "oh, I'm live right now" thing on like someone's story. You know what I mean? I've never done that, so I don't know if it really works. But I do see my viewers spike up slightly after doing that. But like, how many people are going to be watching from like a browser through Twitch and then have to see the ads? Because like they'll watch like the first couple seconds, then they'll get an ad and they'll just swipe down because it doesn't take you to the actual app. So I don't know if this actually like works or if it's even helpful at all. I know the most helpful way is simply just to post the clips themselves. That way, like people will search you up and be like, "Oh, hey, here he is," and they'll hit follow. And then next time you go live, they'll get that notification, and then now you got more viewers, so on and so forth. But I've never done that before, but I'm gonna try to do it now with this because gotta pay for that new car somehow. You feel me? Gotta pay for that new car somehow. Live ranting. Oh, I'm gonna post it on TikTok as well. I've been posting a lot on TikTok stories. Um, Yo, what up, Shadow 479? What up, Shadow 479? 479. All right, so what were we talking about? OnlyFans. How do I feel about OnlyFans? I feel like I don't have a controversial opinion on it. I mean, personally, I don't mind OnlyFans girls because, like, hey, if you're gonna get paid thousands, hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, even millions of dollars to do that, then do it. You know what I mean? Like, if it's like an easy way for you to just make money, then I guess go for it. Sir, did you just take my photo without my permit? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. You in my stream, so I can take a picture of you. But yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind OnlyFans girls. Like, if you're gonna do that, get your bag. I guess. What I do mind is the guys who pay for that shit. Holy cuck! Like, holy. I've never met a guy who does pay for OnlyFans, at least to my knowledge. The money got to be coming from somewhere, but I've never met a guy who says, "Oh yeah, I paid for this." Actually, no. Yeah, no, I don't think I know any guys who pay for like OnlyFans, but someone's doing it. Someone's lying. Like someone's paying for it because these OnlyFans girls are making so like stupid money. So it's coming from somewhere. It's definitely coming from somewhere. Chat relate 333. Raising his daughter worried about how it'll happen. Yes. I don't think my daughter will like make an OnlyFans, honestly. I mean, what? She's not even old enough to even have that thought now. 333 mention, yes it is. But really what we're just talking about is my damn. Now we rapping on the beat. Live on Twitch TV. Hero D333 live. Now she wanna rub my feet. Now she trying to be my meat. Oh. Should I become a rapper? Alright, there we go. Posted it everywhere. Anyways. OnlyFans girls, man. I don't mind them. I really don't. I would never date one. I would never date an OnlyFans girl. I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. If so, she will have an ass whooping pending if she became a OnlyFans girl. I mean, if my daughter is old enough, if we're talking like 20 years in the future, dude, if my daughter's old enough to have an OnlyFans and she makes one, I'm definitely not whooping her ass because like she's a legal adult at that point and I have no, I can't be putting my hands on her. I mean, I won't ever hit my daughter anyways, but like if for some reason that's the route she chooses in the future, then that's her life. Ain't nothing I can do about it, Like she chooses her own destiny. I'm just here to guide her. Hey, I got a question. What up? What's your question, man? All right, we're all posted on all socials that I am live everywhere. Speak to her, but I can't force her, of course. This is important to me. Yes, ask away. It will take a minute to type. Hold on. All right, you're good. But yeah, yeah, that's it's still crazy to me that I've gotten asked if I was ever poor before. Like anyone who knows me in real life, Rayon, of course you clip that, bro. Of course you clip that. Anyone who knows me in real life knows that I've only been making money for like the past 3 years. So like to like ask if I've ever been poor is always like that's like a crazy question to ask me if I've ever been poor, you know? But yeah, man, YouTube has been treating me freaking beautifully, bro. I couldn't ask for a better job, honestly. Maybe day trading. Maybe day trading. I want to get into day trading a little bit more. There's just stupid amount of money you can make on there with minimum effort compared to like other jobs. YouTube is also one of those jobs. You can make so much more money being a day trader than you can be like being a YouTuber. But YouTuber has like automation forms of income. So you can, if you really wanted to, you could like lock in and like become like an automation YouTuber who like just makes AI content and you can just have like passive income just flowing in. All right. Chat really 333 says, my little sister always yells at my family, including my mom. And in the past 2 years, her father has died. She's attention seeking, and I would like to ask, what should I do? I'm not trying to guilt trip. She's manipulative. I am very blessed, but my life is kind of fucked. All right, so let me read that again, just so I can like fully understand. You said my little sister always yells at my family. How old is your little sister? That's important. That's really important. Knowing the age, she turned 8. Wait, turned 8 weeks ago. Okay, so she's 8. Okay, so she's 8 and she's always yelling at your family. Um, I mean, she's your little sister, bro. Like, discipline her. Tell her not to disrespect your mom, you know? Like, just tell her not to disrespect your mom. And if she does, then, you know, your mom also has to step in as well. Cause, like, why is, her 8-year-old daughter, like, yelling at her? I know I personally wouldn't let that slide. And I know my mom damn sure would not let that slide, you know? But sometime it's not my place. We have already done that. I mean, maybe you guys have different parents, sure. But like, she's still your little sister, bro. You're the older brother or older sister. I don't know if you're a guy or a girl, but like, you're still the older sibling, which means you have technically the power in the situation to tell them to pipe the fuck down. you know, Me personally, what I would always do to my younger siblings if they ever disrespected me or, like my mom or something, I would give them some of these. But that's different. You should never do that. But I would definitely be throwing straight up hands with my siblings, dude. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's definitely ways to intimidate them, but I would definitely just give them a nice little stern talk. You're 14? Yeah, man. You're definitely old enough to discipline your 8-year-old sister, dude. Yell at her, scream back at her, and make her pipe down, bro. It's your mom too, you know? Sorry, I'm just like kind of twisting my hair here a bit. I do this when I get into my deep conversations. What's a controversial topic I should speak about? I think I'm running out of things to talk about, guys, which is bad because I just shared on my social media that I'm live. So if I come in Like if people pop into here and they just see me being dry, this is gonna be their first impression of me. They're gonna be like, "What the hell is this Negro talking about?" And just bounce up out of here, never come into my stream ever again. Um, I don't want her to get heart failure, huh? Oh my gosh! You know what? That reminds me of a story. Rayon, do you remember when I was live? I think I was playing Roblox or something, but that girl hopped in my stream. She sent me a picture. She emailed me a picture saying that my content always helped her and that that was her last moment in life. And she was in my live stream saying, like, yeah. And she was in my live stream saying how she wanted to harm herself and saying that that was her last day that she was ever going to be alive. And she sent me like a fan mail thing and sent this paragraph. She emailed me and then she never responded or said anything after that. Do you remember that? That's got to be one of the like most bizarre things ever happened to me on stream, like ever. What's your address for mail, for fan mail? I don't know if I should give that information out. I mean, I do live in an apartment. I do live in an. I don't want to give my email address out either. But yeah, man. Who's all in here? Let me see. Let me see who's all in here, anyways. It might just be time to wrap it up, honestly. You got 11 people up in here. Keep streaming. You guys like when I stream? No, don't wrap it up. So, your streams are chill as fuck. Thank you. I appreciate that. What are you guys watching me on? Personally, the only stream I've ever tuned into was IShowSpeeds. Just because he's IShowSpeed and he does like stupid shit, you know? But like when I would watch Speed stream, I would just like pull it up on the TV, have it in the background while I was doing whatever I was doing. PC on Twitch for me. I could also watch Twitch in my Tesla, which is kind of stupid to think about, honestly. Kai, Jinxie. Never tuned into a single Kai Cenat stream. Never tuned. Oh, I have watched Jinxie. I watched him play Clash Royale. I've definitely tuned into a Jinxie stream for sure. Kai is good. I personally don't really find Kai himself too entertaining. I do see the clips everywhere though, but yeah, I mean, I personally don't really find Kai too entertaining, just for like personal reasons. He's a goat though, for sure. Join my clan, please. Dude, I'm like ass at Clash Royale, bro. I'm straight cheeks at Clash Royale. I think I got like 7,000 trophies. I'm not the best. I don't care. Join? Dude, you do not want me to join your clan. What should we do, guys? What should we do? Should we react to some videos? Should we do some video reacting? I could definitely do some video reacting. Or honestly, it's coming on the 2-hour stream mark. So technically what I'm supposed to do is stream for 2 hours a day, clip and take all the moments from my stream. So this is how you blow up on Twitch. You guys ready? I know I only have 3,000 followers on here, but this is the method. Okay, this is what you're gonna do. You stream for about an hour to 2 hours every single day. That's right, every single day. 1 to 2 hours you stream. You talk, you do IRL streams, you get your clips, you clip farm, whatever you need to do. Then, download the VOD, take moments, your best moments from those streams, clip them, and flood your social media with them. You want to make a main account, side account, post multiple clips, maybe 2 to 3 times a day from your most recent stream. You post those and you do it every day. Every day. You're going to get more viewers to come in. You get more viewers to come in. Then you get more content to make. You build a community. Once you have a community, you're more likely to do more things, whether that be crazier, good, or bad, you know. Once you have your community in, you start to grow on Twitch. Then you're vibing. You're able to make money, make better decisions, better moves, better collabs, so on and so forth. If I can just do that for the next 3 months straight, 90 days, by the end of January, I should have at least bare minimum 100,000 Twitch followers. If I locked in and do exactly what I just said. We gonna come back to this clip by January. I genuinely can't believe how much Marlon blew up these past few months, man. I can. He did the method. He stayed true to the method. Sometimes that's all it takes. Get some like clip-worthy clips, collab with some pretty big people. That's honestly what it takes, man. Just be consistent. I just need a community of clippers. Does anyone want to be my community of clippers? You will be in charge of going through VODs and clipping moments for me. That's it. That's all. And tuning into the streams and be ready to clip. I will pay you. Like, what's like a good amount of money per clip? What do you guys think is a good wage I should pay someone to just clip it? Not to edit it, not to post it, but just to clip it. What do you think is a good wage I should pay like a random stranger per clip? $1? I got some numbers I'll send you. Free? No, because I actually want to build a community, man. I want to help people out who's helping me. I got some numbers I'll send you. What you mean by that? What if we did like $5 per clip? Wouldn't be bad, right? So like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. $25 for 5 clips. But they would of course have to be find ones that want to see you, not your money. I can do $5 or like $4 per clip. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Yeah, $4 per clip. Because if you take 5 clips from the stream and send them into my Discord, I'll just send you $20. But your only payout for the ones who use, so people look for quality clips. Yeah, it can't just be 5 random clips, 5 any random thing. It has to be like clips that I can use for like social media, like good clips. So if anyone wants, it's not like a crazy opportunity, but if anybody wants that, yeah, just take some clips from this past stream. Let's get 5 of them. Every clip you make of me, every good clip, I'll pay you $4 per clip. Here we go. It's free. Free money right there. I think I'm end the stream. Where are we at? I think I'm gonna end the stream soon as well, just so I can get to editing these videos, guys. Making alt accounts for you and posting like hell, LMFAO. Hell yeah. That'd be valid as hell. I appreciate that, Daytime. But yeah, I'm genuinely looking to pay someone to just make some clips. I'll clip my pre-existing videos, like my pre-existing Twitch streams that I have, like best moments from those. Um, just clip them, post them in the Discord. Rayon, um, if you can make a channel called like Hero Clips. Oh, there already is one. There's literally one called Hero Clips. Has anyone posted in there? The last post. Hold on, let's check this out together. Hold on. The last post ever done in my Discord. Can you even see me? Hold on. Can you guys see me? Or is this like out of frame? I don't know if this is out of frame or in frame or not. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's in frame. Okay. Let me just make that a little bit smaller. Like right there, just for now. All right. The last clip ever posted in my Discord was February 4th of 2024. I don't even know if it even exists anymore, does it? Video is on private and it's on YouTube. All right, what is this one? Failed gainer. This is a failed gainer from January 8th of 2020 or January 18th, 2024.
Pills, bro. I hate them.
This is the last clip ever done of me.
All right, ready? Here we go. Apple cheat gainer.
It's horrible quality.
Nope.
And it wasn't even that good. So, if you guys want, man, start flooding this channel with links to your best clips or just clips in general. And yeah, I think I'm gonna end this stream though pretty soon. If you guys have any more questions, I'm gonna try to do daily streams, man. I say that, I always say I'm gonna do daily streams and I never do it. And it sucks too, because I'm literally leaving to Miami on like the 21st. So the next like 4 days, I'm gonna be leaving to Miami. So I'll stream for the next 4 days. Then when I come back from Miami, or I might do IRL streams in Miami too, if y'all want that. But let's post some more clips, man. And let's get to it. Appreciate you guys. Really do love y'all, man. Y'all are the goats. Good night, everybody. I'll see y'all next time.